Howdy guys. Another video. Cerwin Vega video this time. I don't think I made a Cerwin Vega video in a long time. Oh, hold on. It's a little bit crooked. I don't think I've done a Cerwin Vega video in a long time. I can't even remember when the last one was or what it was about. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a V5 monitors. That's probably a month ago or so. Well, what is my one favorite item or product over anything else in audio when it comes to audio? Doesn't matter if it's CD players, amps, receivers, speakers, car audio, hi-fi, whatever. This is absolutely on top of my list of favorite items. So let's just dive into it and see what it is. Ooba-dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. There we have it, guys. These are the L36pe folded horn subwoofers. Late 80s up until mid 90s, late 90s even maybe. So let me put the camera down. So why, you might ask me, why are these my favorite? Many reasons for that. They were one of the first pro audio subwoofers that I really started using big time and heavily back in the day when I was very young. And they have just stuck with me. This model has stuck with me. And I have tried all the other folded horn subwoofers. And don't get me wrong, the T36 and the SL36, the LR36, and all the other ones are awesome. A T36, I mean, nothing can freaking beat that when it comes to performance. But, so you might ask then, well, why are these my favorite? Why isn't the T36 my favorite? Let me just say it like this. I love all the folded horns that Cerwin Vega came out with. They are all great. These are not the first ones that they made. I have some over here and one over back there, which is from the late 60s and early 70s. Some of the very first folded horns Cerwin Vega ever made. Those are museum artifacts for me right now. So L36pe, why are that model above the LR36, the B36, BC, there's so many of them, and especially the SL36 and the T36 Intense? Well, it kind of like, one side of it is the sentimental side, of course. These are the ones that I grew up with when I was a teen. These are the ones that really made a huge impact on me when I was very young. So of course, they are kind of like the father of folded horns, the grandfather of folded horns. So not only are they one of the first full-size horns that they made, because these are the full-size horns, the B36 and the LR36 and stuff, they are the compact size, like these over here. And there's a big difference in sound on the compact ones and the full-size ones. The compact ones gives good bass, but they're more or less more like a mid-bass kind of like thing, kind of like punchy bass. These goes deeper, they have a more fuller sound. So everything is better on these than the compact ones. The compact ones, you can't really compare them to. So let's just say that, okay, why would I pick this one over the SL36 and the T36, which is newer, more higher rating, apparently more powerful? Yes, the T36 is more powerful. The SL36 can handle more power because these are rated at 400 watts. The SL36 is 600 watts, 700 watts, something around there. And of course, the T36 is like 750, 1500 watts. So how can these even compare to that? Well, I like the sound in them. And not to say that I don't like the sound in the T36 or the SL36, but like I said, it made an impact on me when I was younger, and I have always used them up through the years. The main difference is between these and the other ones. Even though they are rated at 400 watts each RMS, these do not require, and this is where it's so great, these do not require a huge amp. You can do fairly good, and you can have a good result with even with a 300, 350 watt amp, 400 watt amp, 500 watt amp. This will be killer when you put that on them. Of course, I wouldn't go much more than 600 watt per bin, because that's what we call them, bins. But so to get these to rock and to really move air and sound really good, you don't need a huge amplifier. You don't. When it comes to the SL36, you will have to double your amplifier power compared to these. When you run a T36 or a pair of them or a cluster of them, you will at least quadruple your power to drive them to a satisfied level of sound and bass. So where you can use 400 or 500 watt on this one, you need about 750, 800 watt amplifier per subwoofer on the SL36, and to drive the T36 somewhere between 1500 and 2000 watt per bin. Not saying that the T36 can't operate with a 1000 watt amplifier, but there's a huge difference, and I'm talking from experience here. I have run the T36s with 800 watts, 1000 watts. Sounds killer, sounds awesome. But you're sitting there always on, you feel like you're sitting on an eggshell, like, do I have enough power? And one thing that is killer for most speakers and subwoofers is underpowering. So when you, and I have then tried, upgraded and tried and used 1250 watt per channel, because I have always had more than one. So I run like 1250 watts on them. I have run 1500 watts on them. I have even run 2000 watts on the T36. And when you hit 1250 and above, that's when the T36 starts to wake up and really come alive. So of course, with more power and more control, because you have to have good amplifiers, you can't use some shitty shit. And I mean, you can't use some cheap shitty shit on these either. But of course, if you use a good 500 watt amplifier on these compared to a good 2000 watt amplifier on the T36, there's a huge price difference on the amps. And the practical side of it is so daunting in many cases. If you are a pro sound guy and you're on the road and you go to places, yeah, you can find dedicated few lines from the wall that maybe are 20, 25, 30, 32 amps. So you don't have a problem having enough food for your amplifiers. But let's say, like me, if you have these at home, you use them for music and home theater, and you plug them into your wall, and let's say you have a normal house and your outlets are, your wall outlets are anywhere between 10 and 20 amps. What do you want? You want to have a huge amplifier that you can't even feed enough power? Or do you want a smaller amplifier that you have enough power to, and these will do the same job? Yes, I know that and I'm fully aware that horn-loaded subwoofers are long throw, and of course they play better in a bigger environment and even outdoors. But using these in a fairly good sized indoor room, I have used 8 of these in a home theater setup, and I also used the B52 folded horns for that, and it was no problem. So and that's where you come into the thing too. When you have to downscale or downsize your use area, these will fit better than the SL36 and the T36 in my mind. And that's why they are my favorite, because they're so versatile and you don't need a power plant to drive them to awesome levels. If I remember correctly, these are somewhere, max SPL on these are like, I think it's like somewhere between 134 and 138 SPL dB. And of course the T36s are a little bit higher. The SL36 are are fairly close to these. But these are workhorses. And another thing that I like about the L36pe is the driver inside of it. The JE drivers in these are really good. One of the more, along with the EB188, these drivers in here are very, very, very good. And you can get recone kits for them. I'm not saying that you can't get recone kits for SL36, because you can, and you can for the T36 as well. But the recone kits for these are cheaper, and there's more of them out there, and they're OEM, so there's no problem there. The ones who made the cones and the surrounds for Cerwin Vega back in the day are still the ones making recone kits that is feeding the distributors out there. So when you buy recone kits today, you get OEM kits. So that's good. Of course, when you use these indoors at a home setting or something, they're fairly big, so it will take up some real estate in your house. But you know, it's a trade-off. Do you want it to sound? Do you want it to sound awesome? Or do you want things to look neat and pretty? I prefer sounding awesome. Sound systems are not made to be neat and pretty, okay? Sound systems should be looking aggressive, awesome, and just play the shit out of it, things. So, what's the downsides about using subwoofers like this compared to, let me show you, some shitty crap like this? Although this one is pretty heavy. This is a Panasonic active subwoofer. You know, it came with some small speakers, and satellites and stuff like that. So what's the difference? Night and day. It's almost like a galaxy size difference. These babies here, nothing can beat the bass out of these, unless you have some more bigger pro audio subwoofers. But for the price, you know, you can't beat it. I rather have these big monsters here instead of some stuff like I showed you from the Panasonic stuff. Price, they were not that expensive when they were new. I can't really remember what the MSRP was, but it wasn't that great. It wasn't that high. It was fairly affordable back in the day when they came out. And they still are today. You know, if you look at the folded horns that are made today, they're still fairly affordable. Buying these used, not a problem. There's many of them. Most likely you would have to clean the carpet on them, because they came only with carpet, and they only came with the gray carpet. So you probably need to clean them and vacuum them, and maybe do some cleaning of the carpet. Don't use water. Just clean them, dry clean them something, because if you use water on these, this carpet will start to slip and come off. That was a type of glue Cerwin Vega used back in the day. They used a type of glue that, when it came in contact with moisture and water or huge humidity, the carpet started slipping. And price on these used is, you can find them anywhere between $350 and $700 each. All depending on, of course, condition. Have the woofer been reconed? Is it looking nice? Is there anything wrong with it? You know, does it have any cracks or broken things on it? All these things determine the price. These are the ones I have here. They've been in storage for 2 years, so they're kind of dusty right now, so I have to clean them off. These are not by any means in mint condition, but they're not bad. They're somewhere in the upper middle area. So if you buy them, just make sure that you pay accordingly. And what I mean by that is, if you buy them and they need to be reconed, you might want to at least try and haggle on the price a little bit. All, of course, depends on the asking price, but most people that I see selling these are like $400 and up for most of them. So somewhere between 400 and 600 is the normal range. But I have seen them as low as 350, and I've seen them as high as 750, maybe even 800. But let's say that the normal price is between 400 and 600. If they need to be reconed, I'll probably say that you try and at least haggle off $100, because the kits are like $60 each or something like that. So if you haggle off 100, $120, you should be good to go. If there's anything else wrong with them, of course, then you have to haggle some more. Make sure the carpet is not slipping. If it is, factor in some labor work to glue it back on. It's not that hard, but it takes some time. I'm gonna leave these the way they are. I'm not gonna change up the metal corners on them here. I don't know if you can see it, but let me see. On the corners, there, right there, and on the outer corner over there are these metal protective corners, and they are normally black. Of course, these rub up against things, and so that some paint has come off, and there's some surface rust on them. Do not change them out. Just leave them the way they are. They are original to the cabinet, and if you just want to make them look pretty, you're going to take away some of the authenticity and the authentic look of them. Oh yeah, this logo down here, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. You see the logo on them? That's not painted. That's a vinyl strip. It's not a sticker. It's like a thick vinyl thing. And some people have, this just bugs me the wrong way. Some people paint over them. And that's just, if that happened, try and wash it off as best as possible. Some of them has come apart, some of them has cracked, some of them have been peeled off. If those are missing, you're gonna have a hard time finding them, and you probably have to have someone make some stickers for you, but you won't have the original vinyl. So if those are in bad condition, and I think that those are a huge part of the cabinet, huge part of the cosmetic looks and the identity of the speaker or the subwoofer. So if there's anything wrong with the logo, I say haggle down. Because if you want to look the same or close the same, you will have to have someone make you some new logos. And you have to have the right font and the right size and the right placement. So it's kind of tough, that one, but it can be done. So I'm gonna start cleaning these now, because like I said, they've been in storage for 2 years and they're dusty. There's some spider webs on them, and I have to check them inside to see if there's any black widows or anything like that in there. Just get them out. I already, let me show you. I already got another pair of speakers here that I have cleaned up, and on the bottom they have this plastic foot. There's some Fisher speakers that I got in, and I turn them over, and there's like these white balls all over the place, and there's spider web, and in the one corner I saw a black widow or a gray widow or whatever it was. So I kind of have like a spider phobia. So I vacuum them up, and to just make sure she doesn't crawl back out, I put a piece of paper there, and I put a piece of paper in the back there. So I have to go and empty it out outside somewhere, but I just make sure she doesn't crawl back out into my store, because I don't want to be touching things and lifting things, and she has, been hiding somewhere and she bites me. I really don't need another hospital trip just because of a freaking spider. So I saw some spider webs on these, so I have to check. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's why the L36pe is absolutely my favorite. Some people might say, well, what about the L36, the ones that came before these? Aren't they just as good? They had a different woofer inside, and they were a little bit more narrow, I think, and so they were kind of like a full size too, because but these have a bigger horn path, and that's what I mean about the full-size one. These has a bigger horn path than the L36. The L36 is very, very good, but they cannot be compared to these. And the reason for that is because the L36 has a 300 watt driver. These have a 400 watt driver. So, and that was a JE, and this is a JE2. So this is an upgraded and bigger driver. This one even has a bigger voice coil than the other one. So there's a lot of differences between the L36 and the L36pe. And if the P stands for portable earthquake, okay, because these were based on the what they did earlier in the 70s with the movie Earthquake and stuff like that. When they made some folded horns for that, they wanted to make some portable portable folded horns, and that was based on what they did with the movie Earthquake, and that's why these are called portable earthquake or mini earthquake. You know, they have many names. They're almost like a pet. They have so many names. That's it. These are my favorite among everything. I mean, I can live without a lot of things in the audio world, but I don't think I can live without these. Well, maybe not specifically these two, but this model. I have always had them. Maybe there was maybe a year or 2 or 3 that I didn't have them, but damn, I missed them. So when the opportunity came for these, I got these in a storage unit auction online, and I got them in 2014. I bought a storage unit online that belonged to a sound studio that had gone out of business, and they had rented a couple of storage units, put all their equipment in there. They couldn't pay their bills. I bought the storage unit for $1,850. There was a lot of stuff in there: mixing consoles, reel-to-reels, microphones, cables, wires, mixing desks, amp racks, amps, speaker drivers, you name it. It was a 10 foot by 30 foot storage unit full of audio equipment from a closed down sound studio, and these were in there. And I saw them when I went through the pictures, and I basically bought the whole unit just because of these. And I sold everything else over the last 4 or 5 years, but I kept these because these I wanted for myself. I have them now here down in my store because I'm gonna do some demos with them and use them as an attraction and as a wow factor. And I'm gonna hook up. I sold 3 of the Electro Voice amps. I have 2 left, and I think I'm gonna use those 2 for now to power. One of them is going to be used to power these because they're 475 watts per channel, 8 on stereo, so I can use the stereo on this. And I don't know what's happening with my phone lately, but it shuts off and there's something coming up once again in the middle of a freaking video. Like I said, I'm going to use the Electro Voice amps on these, and I'm going to use probably the JBLs here or the custom Cerwin Vegas that I have built over here, the dual 10s. So I'm going to put them over there in the corner and use them as a demo thing and an attraction thing here in the store. I might even hook up 2 pairs of full range speakers and have them stacked on top of the subwoofers here. So because now my store, I don't know if you can see, but you know, I've been working hard the last few days, and you remember here, this area here was where all the PV stuff was standing, so I cleaned that out. It's now stored in the back here, and now I'm going to focus over here in the back where you have all there's still more stuff here that I haven't really gotten put out and put away. So, but I'm working on it. So once I get things done, I'm gonna shoot a video of these playing with some tops, and it's gonna be over in the corner there. And I'm getting one step closer each day. I got a lot of things done Thursday and Friday. I wasn't here much on the weekend, and I got a lot of things done Monday and Tuesday this week. And I got a lot of things done today. I have parted out 3 huge consoles. So that's why I have turntables and tube amps laying around here. Some old 15-inch woofers. I have tons of this now laying around here. That's going to be posted on eBay. Good money. Those are the gold things. Oh, yeah, let me show you something. I did something earlier. I parted out this speaker here. And I made a video not too long ago about finding treasures in consoles when it comes to drivers. These little babies here has even better things. Let me show you. I'm just going to get it. Hooba hooba. So these little cabinets here are realistic. These are realistic speakers from the 70s. And guess what they have in them? This is a full range, 4-inch full range speaker. And it's the Foster 10F3. I mean, I can get these for like $5 in the yard sale, or whenever I see them, I pay $5 for them. I take this one out because this is the only thing in there. I can sell this one alone on eBay for $50. That's 10 times my money. And these are the good Foster. Really good. Huge, heavy Alnico magnet. And these sound really sweet. So, I'll put it there. So that's what I've been doing today. I've been cleaning up a little bit. I've been taking things to the dumpster to throw away so I can get more room in here. And there's some stuff over here now that I'm going to take out to the car and bring with me. So I give it a couple of weeks and everything should be up and running with demos on these. And I just need to get some speakers done and sold and out of here, because I have way too many speakers right now. Oh yeah, and I had one other thing in my storage that I brought with me along with the subwoofers here. It's 1964, 65, 66, something like that. Maybe 67. Fender. Dual 12 with the original drivers in it. Quite a bit of value on that one. It looks really shabby, but that's, you know, that's how people want it. So I'm not gonna even restore the finish on it. It has some torn off and worn down Tolex vinyl on it. Doesn't matter. People want it that way. So that's a very good piece. So I got down some of my good pieces here that I had way back in my storage unit and in my warehouse that I couldn't get to earlier. So now I got to it, and that's a good thing because they're going to go up here in the demo. So 2 or 3 weeks and everything should be rocking and rolling, and it should be blasting music. I've been blasting some car audio today because I got everything out of here, and I could blast a little bit on that one today. So that felt good. So I want to get these babies here clean. I want them up in my demo over there with some good speakers on top of it, and hook up the electro voice amplifiers and get booming again and get blasting again. I haven't been blasting for a while, and I need a fix. I need a bass fix. So I need these babies to get up and running. That they're gonna do the job for me there. So until next time, take care. And I mean, if just one more thing, if there's any topic that you want me to look into and take up, please make a comment below in the comment section area, because I mean, I might be thinking, oh, I can make this video, I can do this video, blah blah blah, and I put together a video. But I want to also hear from you guys, what type of videos do you want to watch? What videos do you want me to make? Because I choose to make videos about topics and products that I have good experience with. There may be a lot of things that if you say, hey, can you do a video about this, I might have to do some research and maybe I'll learn something new. So yeah, let me know if there's anything you want me to make videos about audio wise. Let me know in the comment section below. Take care.